Hey everybody, Happy New Year. We are into January and it is January 7th and it is in the evening and I'm here recording another video to kind of recap what's going on. So this last week we got into the new year, our studio's doing okay. We got a few customers this last week and a few appointments coming up this week. We're really excited for tomorrow. So we got some fun things going on. So we're excited that we made it. We made it to 2021. So excited. I started this location of my business in 2020 and we started and our first day opening was in January. It was January 3rd. So 4 days ago was our 1 year anniversary for Cake Creation Studio. And Cake Creation Studio, for those of you that don't know, is a do-it-yourself cake and cupcake decorating studio. And this is the only one of its existence in Utah. There are a couple other do-it-yourself cake studios in other cities, in other states, and we're so excited to be here. I love this business and I love the studio that we've been able to put together. I mean, first of all, this mural behind me, my friend Steve and Tanya did this, and oh my goodness, it's a work of art. You have to check this out. I'll put a link in the video for the time lapse of this being done, because this is something you gotta see. It was really impressive. But I want to talk about a couple things today. I mean, last video I shared my dumpster fire cake and how we set it on fire and put fireworks on it and kind of ended 2020 and left it in the past. But this week I really want to talk about kind of some of the successes from the year and some of the ups and downs too, and just kind of let you into the life of a business owner a little bit. I have mentioned before too, I have a full-time job. So the one thing I want to preface this with is my business was able to survive this year for a couple of reasons, but one of the main reasons that it survived is that I don't take any pay from it. I have a full-time job that supports my family, and in the meantime, while this business is growing, I am not taking a salary, I'm not taking any money from the actual business. So if the business does ever make any money, it just goes back into it, and of course goes to paying my employees and keeping the business running. So that's been a big plus for this year, because had I taken a salary from day one and taken a lot of money to support my family, we probably wouldn't be here right now. So that's a bit of a humbling but good example to kind of share. But we opened January of this year, and to recap a little bit, we were so excited to open in January. We opened our doors, we have our cakes on display in here, and had a bunch of promotions, had some classes, and just had a ball, had a super fun time in those first couple months. And then the middle of March hit and all this coronavirus stuff started happening, and then we had to shut down our in-store experience that we had just opened for a few months. And so we had to shift to doing home deliveries of our kits, which worked well. We had a lot of support in our area, which was so grateful for, and helped us through those months. And Riverwoods, the place that I'm here in Utah, my landlords here for the shopping center, they've been very amazing, and they've been very helpful to help us business owners have success and to be able to make it here. And so I've been very grateful for their kindness and for their help. I wouldn't be able to do this with a lot of different people that have come in and helped. I got a little bit of help from the government through the Paycheck Protection Program, but it was very little because my payroll is not very big. So it was a very small loan, and I went through it really, really fast. And paid it all to my employees and to keep our place going. So I got a little bit of help there. I applied for a bunch of loans and grants and things, and I think I applied for probably like 4 or 5 different ones, and only one of them actually came through, and it wasn't very much money. But I applied for a lot of different help and a lot of different grants and loans. but because of how some of the guidelines were written, I was not able to get the help that I needed, because in 2019, the Mighty Baker, my business, didn't show anything happening, and I didn't pay any payroll in 2019 because I had closed down my other bakery shop and revamped my business plan. It was kind of a rebuilding year for me. It actually ended up hurting me this year, which is a little bit frustrating. But with those things, I borrowed some money from my parents. They have been a huge help in my business. That's been also a hard part for me, because I don't like borrowing money, especially from my parents or from family, just because it's interesting, because a lot of times when you're doing business stuff and learning about business, they always say try to check for money and investors within your family or friends or those kind of things. And I think that's a good thing, but then at the same time, it's kind of not, because what happens if your business doesn't make enough money to be able to start paying them back? And you have other business loans that take precedence because you have interest being paid on those. And so it's a bit of a hard juggling situation, and it's been probably more hard emotionally on me than anything. Just the fact that I've had to borrow a little bit of money to keep my business going. But I am so grateful that we're still here. It's into 2021. We had a up and down year. A lot of different things happened. And I just want to say I am grateful for the customers that came into our shop. We had to pivot a lot this year. I didn't stick to exactly what my business plan was. We started to do a lot of our kits to go and for delivery, but then also for the last quarter of this year, actually a little bit more than the last quarter, I offered a weekly dessert every single Friday, which added, an extra couple $100 here, extra couple $100 there, which really helped save us. And I also had some orders come in from the Salt Lake City airport, and some other clients that ordered things from me at very fortuitous times. Like, as in, some months I honestly did not know if I was going to be able to pay my lease or pay my utilities to be able to get to the next month. So that's how real it gets as, as a business owner. When you open up a place, you have a lot of things you have to pay for, a lot of responsibilities, and all those have to be paid for. And expenses, they get up there. And so I'm grateful that we were able to make it through on that. This business has been so much fun. I love being able to see what people create here. The idea behind our business is that customers get to come in, they get to choose a cake or cupcakes, and they get a decorating kit, and they get to sit down here in our studio and just get to decorate and have fun. It's super, super amazing. So in the end of this video, I'll just do a quick tour through my studio so you can see what everything is. And I'll probably do some future videos on this as well. But just kind of going into 2021, I've got some really fun, exciting things going on for my studio here. We're doing a couple things. I'm getting set up on DoorDash finally so that I can have delivery. We were doing a lot of our own deliveries, which granted, I know DoorDash takes a percentage and you're not making as much money, but the convenience is a super huge thing. And just opening my business up to another set of people that are on their phones ordering food and desserts and those kind of things. So I'm excited to set that up. I'm also excited, we're getting closer to being able to ship our kits around nationwide, and are super excited to get that into place. So, and then I'll be continuing to add products onto themightybaker.com for purchase, for cake decorating supplies and other things that we're gonna have available on there. So that's what I wanted to cover today. I hope you guys are all doing awesome. Looking forward to this year. I've got some fun, exciting things coming up that I'm super, super stoked about. Hang in there, everybody. Hang in there. I know there's a lot of negativity going on in the news and the media, and a lot of negativity going on through social media. I'm on there all the time because I'm posting things for business, and sometimes I'll get to scrolling through a few things, and sometimes I see things that I'm like, oh yeah, great, that's awesome, creativity and positivity that's out there. But often I come across a lot of negativity out there, and just be careful how much of that negativity that you bring into your life, because really a lot of that negativity that's out there, it can really disrupt your creativity and disrupt your progress of what you're trying to do. Because really, like, sometimes I'll be looking through social media and I'll get to negative things, and it will just like demotivate me, and it doesn't put off the greatest energy into me, right? It kind of sucks energy out of me. I was feeling this a lot the last couple days, and I don't think it was all just because of social media. It was just because I've just kind of had a bit of a rough week this week. But I think that negative energy from some of that really kind of threw me off a little bit. So be careful as you're, indulging and like getting into social media and following all the different things going on. Just try to limit that, and maybe even take a moment. And I need to do better at this, but take a moment and go on a walk without your phone, or go on a walk, or do some meditating, or yoga, or whatever you do to kind of get in your zone, or go on a run or something, or call a loved one and chat with them. Do something that can help increase your positive energy that you have going on, because I think that really makes a huge difference. I wish you all the best. I hope you all have had an okay beginning of your year, and that everything can come together for you. And just remember, if things don't come together for you, it's okay. It's life. One of the things I was talking to my sister about the other day was about the fact that, halfway through this year, after we were dealing with COVID and being closed, and kind of having to deal with a lot of difficulty with my business, I had to kind of come to grips that I may have to close my business sometime this year. And I had to kind of like analyze over that and be like, how would I feel if I had to do that? And how would I deal with that? And kind of trying to deal with some of those feelings, because like when I first closed my bake shop in Provo back in 2018, like it was horrible. It was a horrible experience because I had closed my bakery down, and even though I chose to close my bakery down for a myriad of reasons, the few reasons that I chose in my mind that were the reasons were not the best ones to choose, because it just made me feel depressed and just deflated, because I looked at it more like, oh, what could have I done more to keep this place open? But it wasn't even that situation. There were other things that were out of my control that took over a little bit. My lease was almost up, and we had construction coming in, and our parking, the city told us that our parking was going to be disappearing soon. And now when you go drive by our old shop, there's no street parking. So I am so glad that we're not there anymore. And there's a lot of those little things. And had I not closed, I would not have this studio. That's kind of a big thing, that sometimes our disappointments or the setbacks that we have, we use those as opportunities to jump to the next thing. Of course you have your disappointments, and you're sad, and you're depressed, and you're angry, or whatever those things may be. Feel those feelings, but then take the learnings from those opportunities and move to the next thing, and use it as a growth opportunity for you. I think that is probably the best advice I could give for anybody that wants to start a business, or want to hone in on a skill or something, because there's a lot of failure on the way. There's a lot of setbacks on the way, and that's important though. You need to have those setbacks and failures so that you can grow and that you can learn because that's how you do it. And you work hard, and you work hard at what you're doing. I love all you guys. You're amazing. I don't know who listens to these videos. I have no idea. Sometimes I get a couple hundred views on it, and sometimes I get like 10. But I love recording these videos. I love being able to share my thoughts and my feelings and the things that are going on. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. And I just appreciate anybody that watches these, even if it's just one person. Even if it's not anybody, I am grateful that I have this opportunity to be able to actually talk out my feelings, because I can't even tell you like how much this helps me every single week, because this helps me get out of all the thoughts and feelings that I have, to help kind of work through those things and kind of self-help or self-coach myself through life and through my feelings and thoughts and things that I have going on. Because you don't always, have somebody that you can talk to, so you kind of have to work through some issues sometimes. And I hope all of you have an amazing week, and into January, let's go. Let's go. Let's try to tune out negativity and try to bring in positivity. Listen to positive music, positive podcasts, those kind of things. Just try to focus on those things that make you happy and that you want to spend your time doing this year. And if you have to have a full-time job and you don't want a full-time job, kind of like my situation, embrace it. Do your best. Continue learning, even if the situation is something that you don't love. Invest yourself in it and keep trying, and keep trying to do the very best and show up as the person that you want to show up as. And I hope you all have an amazing week, and we will see you next week. And I am super stoked. 2021, I'm optimistic, a little bit scared, a little bit nervous, but I am optimistic, and I hope that things will turn out well this year. I am super, super excited for this year. You are all awesome. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Pete Tidwell from The Mighty Baker at Cake Creation Studio. Here's a little brief tour, and we'll see you later.